Hello and welcome back to Rage Gaming. My name is Solo and today we're talking monsters, or actually Monsties. These are the monsters who you can form bonds with and then work together alongside in the upcoming Monster Hunter Stories 2. Just like it was the case in Rise, we had a lot of trailers and glimpses of the game so far with what's been shown not actually lining up with their official source on the website. It shows us in a nice format a bunch of their confirmed monsters coming to the game, but once again, it doesn't show us everything that we've actually seen so far. So I put together a little list and showcase of every monster confirmed for the game so far through every piece of media that I could get my hands on. This is a long list of around 50 monsters, and don't forget, these are the ones that we know of so far. There could be more in the full game. The source of all these video clips and images you will see are from Capcom themselves, but it could be from a Twitter image or a clip, maybe something from the website, or moments from many of the trailers. With that said, let's get started. First up is Anjanath, who appears in multiple trailers, so we'll be able to ride our world T-Rex. Azuros the honey bear is back as well, being showcased as a multi-element monster in this game with the new element system they've got going on. Astalos is going to be in the game, looking very electric. He's my favorite of the Fated Four, and I really want to see him in Rise. We have Barioth, who is shown in multiple trailers and is part of the main story. In this subtle screenshot, we have Baroth hanging out with, I believe, Diablos. Brachydios will also be back, and I'm sure Josh is very, very happy about that. The B-52 bomber Bazel will also be in the game, spreading his explosive bombs as per usual. We'll also be contending with Bazelgeuse, who apparently is just chasing this Brachy down. The Daimyo Hermitor, aka Big Crab, is also going to be back. I fought this guy a bajillion times in GU, so I guess I'll look forward to breaking him in Stories 2. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Diablos is going to be coming back, but it actually looks like Black Diablos might be here as well. I mean, I'm not sure about this Diablos in this clip, but it does look quite dark, right? Does that look black to you? Cotton's going to be very happy because Duramboros is back, the tail-spinning wonder who I think we would all be happy to see in Rise as well, so hopefully. I feel like that's going to be a theme throughout this video because there's so many monsters that I would love to see from the older games in Rise. Speaking of which, we have Gammoth, the other missing of the Fated Four. We've seen a few clips of this guy now, and we've also seen a tiny version right as it was born. Very cute. Speaking of Fated Four, we also have Glavenus, who's appearing in multiple trailers, and I'm sure we'll be doing work with that sword tail. This one's a nice one. Graviose appears to be in this Rite of Channeling circle that was shown in the May event. It's not 100%, but I would say that does look like him, right? Forgive me for this one. Is it Gypserus or Gypserus? I've never tried to pronounce this monster before. He will be in Stories 2. Kezu's back as well, as we saw in little video clips from the May event. Kulu Yaku will be back, everyone's favorite little world chicken. We saw this back in trailer 2, and we've seen some various gameplays in the events too. More recent though, Kushala Deora, our Elder Dragon, and shockingly my favorite Elder Dragon of Rise. What can I say? They just made the fight way better. Well, he's going to be back as we saw in the most recent trailer. The Gycrus will also be back. This one's an interesting one. I was looking through all of the trailers looking for him because I know he's coming because he's been shown on Twitter and stuff like that, but I can't find a video clip of him anywhere. Either way, he is on the official website and we get to see a few images of him at least. Also coming back is Legiana and Lagombi, who's also been shown in some of the event footage. Mizutsune is back as well, as shown in various trailers, and we do get a very nice glimpse of that companion ability that they do together. Honestly, it's really cool. Some of the abilities we see in Stories is so hyped up that we could never actually experience that in the main series. They get to do what they really could be able to do in the lore, and that's really cool. Also coming to Stories 2 is Monoplus. This monster looks very similar to Diablos. Either way, here he is chasing Toby Kadachi for all his worth. Nergigante has been in loads of footage now in various trailers and of course the event gameplay as well. And alongside Nergigante, someone else who's looking incredible is my old favorite Nergigante, who's appeared in a bunch of the trailers and seems to have something to do with the main story to do with Red. Interestingly, did you expect this one? Palamutes are going to be in the game as well, courtesy of the most recent trailer. Apparently they'll be coming as part of the first update to the game on July 15th, which will be for free. I guess it makes sense. It's a game all about riding companions or whatever, but it's not exactly a monster, is it? A Palamute. Still very cool, and the abilities we see in the showcase look awesome. A less awesome creature is the Plesioth, who will be back in the game. This was shown in trailer 3. I'm glad to see the player is destroying it, frankly. Alongside Plesioth will also be Paolumu, who is in the trailer here, sleeping with the squad on top before, I think, sneezing to wake up and assumedly killing everyone. Another fun one to say, Puke Puke, or Pukey Pukey, as I've decided to call him, is also going to be back in the game, which we saw with this cute scene where it's kind of like an umbrella with the tongue above the hunter. It's very sweet. These next few you certainly should know about, because Rathalos here is a main story character or story monster. This species of monster is leaving the area for some reason, and we think it's got something to do with Razewing Rathalos, the main monster of the story. These two are shown all over the trailers, alongside Rathian, who is of course also going to be in the game. We get glimpses of a few other monsters still though. We have Royal Ludroth, shown in the earlier trailer of trailer 2. Graviose is also going to be back, as shown in the most recent trailer, and is now on the main website as well. The Golden Dragon type looks very cool. First introduced in 4 Ultimate. A more recent monster though, we have Toby Kadachi, who's popped up all over the gameplay, and of course trailer 3. Also returning is Tetsu Cabra, who we've seen just barely in the, I believe it was the event in May. So good to have the big frog back. Teostra was shown recently in trailer 5, doing an absolutely insane sort of shot supernova. Imagine having to deal with that in the actual series. Tyrex was shown in loads of trailers and loads of gameplay footage, so this is an obvious return to the series. Most recently, we had a Velkhana revealed as well. This was part of a recent, there was 2 Japanese TV spotlights that had different footage that we hadn't seen before, including Velkhana. Shown in an earlier trailer, we have some Velocidromes, which we will be able to fight and also ride, of course. And Yang Garuga, who was also shown in a bunch of the gameplay footage, and I believe trailer 3. Another Yan, Kutku, is also shown in different gameplay bits, and also we see in the Rite of Channeling ritual, we see sort of like a party screen, and we see some different monsters here, like maybe a blue Yan Kutku, and a Bulldrome as well. Another monster that I looked for everywhere in the trailers, but for the life of me could not find, is Zamtrios, who's going to be back. On the official website, we have a few different screenshots of the guy. He's been shown on Twitter. Yeah, I just couldn't find any video footage of him. Anyway, this big spongy shark will be back, and by all rights, put him in Rise. Put him in Rise. And lastly, Zinogre, everyone's favorite lightning puppy, will be back. We see him a few times in the most recent trailer. But so far, that is 44 monsters listed, maybe 45, depending on whether you think that is Black Diablos or not. And then there's monsters like that blue Yan Kutku. But it's quite a roster of monsters that you should be able to work with and ride. But one more thing I need to add to this list is the Rage Raid monsters. This is a story thing that's going on in the game. It's been shown in many of the trailers. Basically, there are pits emitting strange light that causes nearby monsters to go mental. The guild are calling the lights Rage Rays, and then a monster that is near it and gets all mad is called a Rage Raid monster. Basically, it turns red, its eyes turn red, and it becomes more fierce and powerful and harder to deal with. We've seen examples of different monsters dealing with this, in the case of Diablos, Glavenus, Rathian, Mizutsune, Legiana, and Astalos. But I imagine we will see more cases of monsters dealing with this. Maybe literally everyone in the series can have this happen to them, depending on when they're near these Rage Rays. But if you include these Rage Raid monsters and the 44 we do know about, that is at least 50 monsters that we'll be contending with in Stories 2. So what do you think of the roster? You happy? I am honestly really glad to see so many monsters that we didn't actually see in Rise or even World. It just kind of makes me want them more in the current games though. And it really is incredible just how many there are in this series at this point. But there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the list and confirmations of all these monsters. If I missed any, let me know in the comments. But until next time, I've been Hollow, you've been you. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.